Mystica.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. What's up, Bayes? Welcome. We made it finally.
Yeah. What's going on? Looks like the weather's real nice where you are right now.
Can't complain. I'm kind of sunburned, but it was a mission trying to get back here.
Buddy.
Sorry for being late. Deserved it. You don't even know what I did. For all you know, it could be a hell of a day. Heck of a day.
No, I mean you deserve the vacation, getting away.
Oh, it's not
that you deserve the sunburn.
Vacation. If I was on vacation, I wouldn't be here right in front of the camera right now.
I don't know about that. You've taken a couple Saturday vacations and you made it.
Well, can I say I love the audience too much, man? I can't stay away, you know?
That's the right answer. That is the right answer.
But I heard you've been gone. I noticed you've been gone. What's been going on? You been okay or what?
Yeah. I had an injury. It wasn't anything serious. I'm not gonna make a big deal about it, but yeah, I needed a week off. I was doing a lot of work around the house. We're doing some renovating. I was doing some painting and whatnot, and I was changing rooms for my studio, and I had to move something very big, heavy, and awkward, and I ended up pulling a muscle and pinching a nerve in my neck. So yeah, there's that.
I have to move something big, heavy, and awkward all the time.
You gotta get that's just the alley-oop.
That's it. I'm talking about my body. I'm big. I'm 6'2", 250 pounds. Bro, get your head out of the gutter, man.
Bro, you gotta trim down with me. It's funny, around the time that we met and started doing shows, I was about 250. And now I haven't lost that much weight. Everybody thinks I lost a lot of weight because when you lose weight, especially, like not that I've been crash dieting, but when you start losing weight, you normally lose it in like your arms and your face first. So everybody's seeing my arms and my face and they're like, oh, you look great. You look like you're losing all this weight. But it's like if I stand up and you see my gut, it's not as much as you guys think. Although I will say, after this recent injury, I am definitely getting back in the gym because that's all it was. It was just I was using muscles for a couple of days that I wasn't using for a while. Everything was tight. And then I went to lift something that I'd normally be able to lift. And it was just like, pop goes the weasel. Getting old sucks.
Damn, you being 250 seems like a lot. How tall are you? Did I freeze or did you freeze?
Are we still here?
I'm here. I've been here.
All right. Yeah, no, you wouldn't know, right? I was 250.
How tall are you?
6'1".
Oh, okay. So am I.
Yeah. I was well, no, I thought you said you're 6'2".
Well, I'm 6'2". Yeah, I'm 6'2", but
I was very surprised when you told me that. I'm not gonna lie. Seeing you slouched in the chair all the time, I would have took you for 5'10".
No. I was taller. I was like almost 6'3" when I was I think all the fat that I had, I was like 400 pounds at one point, and I shrunk. And I think isn't that weird? Do you know what I'm talking about? Like I was actually 6'2" and like almost 6'3", and then after I lost weight from being 400 pounds, I went down to lower 6'2".
I'm not gonna lie. I might. It says 6'1" on my driver's license, but I might be 6 foot now because I think that after my last back surgery, that I might have lost an inch.
Damn. Yeah. Well, welcome to another Saturday Night They Think You're Stupid podcast. It is your boy Danks with Real Bayes, and welcome everyone. I got the makeshift microphone. Well, not makeshift. This was my second mic that I ever had. Hypercast. The Shure I left at home to keep it safe for sure. And I got this camera on my laptop, which still does pretty good. The lighting will get better as the sun's like 30 minutes from down. It'll be perfect out here. So yeah, man.
It looks perfect out there now.
I mean, the weather's beautiful. It's like 70, 71.
You got a nice backdrop behind you. Look at those stairs. You got the shadow going.
This is where.
Oh yeah, that's where you should. That's where you should be.
But I don't.
What are you doing?
The light, the sun. I mean, I was earlier this morning. I was there. But the light is.
Shout out to Trigger Smart too. I see him in the chat.
Yeah, he called to hustle us up. He called 3 minutes into us being late.
He thought it was technical difficulties.
I got more than technical difficulties. I've got just difficulties. So, oh yeah. The only reason it's the sun, it make it look shady.
First day. Today's the first day in like 4 days that I could turn my head to the left.
See if we can make this look okay. So man, we you've been gone, so there's a lot to fill you in on, I guess. We had very interesting stuff happening this week with Blake Neff, that kind of got dove into more this week. See what I mean? That's why I kind of
I got you.
But this is fine. So Baron started diving deeper into Blake Neff again. Now, the first person I saw break anything that I knew about Blake Neff, as far as like Turning Point USA research and Charlie Kirk's assassination, Jesse put out some content regarding this. It did like 400,000 views, and then I don't think anybody really talked about it after that. And then this is the first time, or maybe the second time, I saw Baron talk about it, and he went deep. And then I'll show a couple of things. You probably haven't seen much. Let me know if my microphone is okay, just in case, because it might be kind of jank. But yeah, I'll show you a little bit. You don't know anything about what's been going on at all in this drama sphere?
Very, very little. I saw the thing with Candace yesterday that somebody, they say they got hacked and was saying that Candace was not with us anymore. Thank God that that's not true. But yeah, my computer's been unplugged since Monday night, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, thankfully Candace is okay. We'll look into a little bit of that as well. But Baron definitely started kind of opening up the Blake Neff bottle, and I definitely took a swig, and then I took another swig, and then Stu Peters took a swig, and now some things are just not adding up with Blake Neff, and it's not that they ever did, anyways. But while I was live, I was doing research for my live. Was it my live or my video or both? Maybe it was my video. And as I was going through it, I realized maybe it was alive. But anyways, I found some stuff that I'll just show you. Actually, I think it's very interesting here. Let me share my screen, and I will just show you what I'm talking about. So basically, he was let go of Fox News. You know that much? He worked for Tucker.
Yeah, he was a writer for Tucker Carlson, I believe, and it was something regarding something insensitive or maybe racist that he said.
Yeah. So he racist. There's a few things. We'll go ahead and show it and let. This has been like multiple stories now for me, multiple videos at least. But he basically was posting some interesting things here. I'll show you just kind of where it starts with. I'll just push play here, I guess.
Pretty interesting. It's an article from 2017. I think maybe we can open with that. I'm going to show you this article. Allegedly, I don't have an official, just like what Baron was saying yesterday, myself, but we do have confirmed from Stu Peters himself that he was working. So here, let's take a look at this.
So basically, Baron had some inside information saying that I think Blake Neff worked with Stu Peters during or before Turning Point USA, in between Fox News, Tucker, and TPUSA. And so Baron, I don't think I show it in here, but Baron last week, I think it was last week, said, Blake, I'm going to let people know where you worked before. You might want to let them know first. So he gave Blake Neff some leeway and said, hey, I'm not going to air you out if I don't have to, if you want to come out and say it first. So people might wonder, before I continue this, why does it matter that Blake Neff worked for Stu Peters, right? Well, if you don't know, Stu Peters made the movie Occupied. That basically shows what is happening in the Middle East and the West Bank. It shows young ones dismembered, I guess, for lack of better words. It shows the reality of the war that's happening in that area. And he is not pro zoology. He is not pro Bostonians, Israel, Boston, Gaza, all this stuff. He's been speaking out for years, since Stu Peters has been on the map, So it's an interesting thing. And so as I was going through, I found out that Blake Neff not only worked for Stu Peters, but he was also, with no military background that I could find so far, which means that it might necessarily exist, but I can't find it, so it doesn't look like it. He doesn't have any military experience, but he's doing Marine wargaming simulations as an advisor for the Marine Corps. Have you heard of this?
That's interesting. No, I have not.
So he was paid roughly $14,000, Blake Neff,
Wow.
to do Marine Corps wargaming, and they actually let go of him.
This guy's a real whore. He goes from Tucker to Stu Peters, TPUSA.
So that came from me. I don't know if somebody else talked about it, right? But the thing is like, how is it? And Baron drew this conclusion first, but I've been writing on it as well. How is it that Blake worked for Tucker when he was pinnacle Tucker, most views on media ever, and then Tucker kind of goes and that starts to fall apart? But he also, I guess, not fall apart, but Fox and all that stuff happened with Tucker. But before that, Blake gets fired, but he's in Tucker at the peak. Then he goes to Stu Peters at his peak, and then goes to Turning Point USA with Charlie Kirk at his peak, all of which I would say have very strong pro or anti feelings for our favorite ally. Isn't that very interesting to say, right?
Well, that's why I called him a whore. Sounds like he's in it for the money, not for the cause.
Yeah, so BJM said, yeah, maybe he played, there are gaming, I did a whole live stream about it. And not a whole one, but most of the live stream was about this. And the thing is, they do have some gaming experts that do this Marine Corps wargaming, but typically the people that do the job that Blake Neff did would take a position, would get a position, but they're colonels or lieutenant colonels or higher, which is like way up there, past captain and all that. You know what I mean? So it's like,
so Blake Neff could just be intelligence.
Well, I don't know. I'm not going to say that, but I definitely want to.
I mean, I'm not saying it. I have no evidence to say that he is intelligence. I'm just saying that based on everything that I'm finding out now from you, it sounds pretty plausible.
So, yeah. So when you think about like the irony that he worked with these very outspoken, loud people regarding our favorite ally, when you see him with this wargaming background, when you see him the racist, like, and honestly, I don't even care really if you are racist. You have the right to believe whatever you want, but when you go on public forums and you're speaking like this while you have a high profile position, you're not careful. Either way, I don't like to deceive. Obviously, you don't want to put your first and last name on these forums if you're going to do it, but damn, bro, don't get caught. You know what I mean? Like, at least don't get caught. Well, he got caught. And the thing is, he still spent time on that thing afterwards. And I show some of it. I'll play some of this. And we can kind of fill you in a little bit here.
Stu Peters posted this last night, 8:54 Pacific time in the evening, June 15th. And Stu Peters says Blake Neff was hired as a contributing writer for the Stu Peters Network after Fox fired him. Now he's at Turning Point USA defending Boston and the official Charlie Kirk story. Story is a good word for it, a story. Great writer, but super weird and ideological whore who flips for money and access. Ask Neff why he switched. Well, Blake Neff, why did you leave the Stu Peters Network for Turning Point USA? I'm very, very curious. I'm probably nobody. Blake, you might want to let people know who you work for. They like it. You might want to tell people, Blake, this is kind of important. You might want to at least out yourself so I don't have to do it for you. I think that was very, very kind of Baron to actually give Blake a heads up. I wouldn't have done that. But that's why Baron is the GOAT, right? Well, why is Stu Peters such a problem for the likes of someone that maybe works at TPUSA? I mean, all you have to do, to be honest with you, it's really not that hard. This is a post that he made, Stu Peters, December 22nd, 2024. So just to give you an idea, like who Blake worked for. And it says,
That first one
these
kind
are
of
the
looks like Blake
Guatemalan.
Neff.
Which one? Right here?
Yeah, he
With
does.
the
He kind of looks like Blake Neff.
The glasses and the pasty skin and all that.
Yeah, it's funny. Stu Peters called him a whore too.
He did.
Blake
You're
Neff,
on
not this guy. I'm sure he's
Yeah.
a nice guy.
Well, you know, these they're
Oh, not such a nice guy.
they're traffic lights, and they saved 160 children from these traffic lighters.
Yeah, like who
no.
Blake worked for. And it says, these are the Guatemalan hat people, blue, red, white, and blue, or not red, white, blue and white team that were rated for traffic lights. 160 of them were saved from these degenerates.
So the whole point to play this was to say, like, this is on Blake Neff's page. You don't have to go far to figure out why it might be a problem for the likes of Blake and TPUSA. Now, this is where I found something from 2007. It is a date night rating. It's called Rate the Date or some shit. It was on the Washington Post.
That's rate with a T, right?
Yes, with the T.
Okay, just clarifying.
Yeah, Rate the Date.
Or something like that. It says Date Lab. So he is a proud Trump supporter. She was not turned off. So this is September 21st, 2017, more than 8 years ago. Look, we all have lives. It's fine. I think this is a very cute picture, to be honest. I think I don't think that they ended up together, but I'll tell you why at the end of this little post here. But this is Blakey Poo, 8 years ago, more than. And then a 24-year-old client relations lady for a startup. Blake Neff at that time, 27, cable news scriptwriter. Here it says Daniel Seiss / but this is Date Labbers, right? So they had their date put on this website. I thought it was very interesting. So there was something that she said that kind of crossed my mind as interesting. And this is such a strange Washington Post because they made like these graphics. Your type, Mackenzie. I like smart.
So this is them like kind of giving their feedback on their type, what do they find funny, and their hobbies. So Mackenzie answers his date, and then Blake gives his perspective.
Southern boy types. This is what it says. My Southern accent is terrible. I like smart Southern boy types. Blake, virtuous, loyal, values family and lifestyle over ambitious career goals, interested in art, literature, and ideas. Well, you're interested in ideas. Okay. Funny, ? Mackenzie, smart humor and quick wit are important to me. I also love impressions and accents, though I'm terrible at both. And Blake says, funny. Blake, willingness to see the ironies and oddities in anything, even if it's dark or mundane. All right. So he's interested in art, literature, and ideas, and he wants his date to have the willingness to see irony and the oddities in anything, specifically, well, even if it's dark or mundane, which I like dark humor. Don't get me wrong. I love dark humor. I love George Carlin. I think Louis C.K. is hilarious. I like dark humor. All right. I go and I see Jimmy Dore all the time. I've seen him 3 times already. So I like dark humor. But this humor, might I tell you, is beyond dark. It's a little something else. It's not something else. It's not dark. Hobbies. Mackenzie says, I love politics, current events, history, traveling, college sports, being active, and staying in touch with my friends. His hobbies, most of my hobbies allow me to escape women. Well,
bro, who puts that on their Rate the Date as their hobbies? Most of my hobbies allow me to escape women. I find that very interesting. I couldn't think of anything that allows you to do that besides being in a gay bar.
I'm not gonna lie, I find it very interesting to see that Blake Neff was on a date with a woman to begin with.
He doesn't seem like the type.
No.
But maybe this was propaganda. I don't know. but so far I know it's true. Well, yeah, I mean, I said some not so nice things here about him, but
Like what?
nah, you'll have to go watch it. I'm not gonna. I don't want to kill the channel. So then they said some other things here. I thought it was strange for sure as well.
So they summed up the article. All right. So it says here, weirdly, so this is like confirming how the date went and like rate the date. Weirdly, neither Mackenzie nor Blake could say for certain how the evening went. Trying to zoom in for you. Blake feared Mackenzie didn't get his sense of humor. She laughed some, but not a ton. She also suspected she was sending a signal with her remark that she's not sure she's looking for a relationship right now. His thought, if I were Brad Pitt, you would be. So this is him saying,
So I don't know if it's his dark humor coming through. He's really showing it now, or if he's just being a dick.
No, I think he was keeping it real because she wasn't into him, so that was her way of putting it, saying, "Oh, I'm not really looking for a relationship." It's like, yo, like you're on rate the date. You know what I mean? Like, then what are you doing?
Yeah.
So
well, I mean,
she's trying to let him
exactly.
down easy, and he's like not handling it well.
Exactly. That's what I was. Yeah, that's a better way of putting it. He's not handling it well. But listen to what she says next. Basically, I'll just spare everybody and read it. So basically, she says, Mackenzie expressed anxiety that Blake would feel moved to trash her in his post-date debriefing, and she acknowledged a lack of initial sizzle. I'm not sure on either side there was physical chemistry. Blake keeping his expectations low. As he told me, things could totally blow up going forward. Whatever that means, but these are little findings that I found. And then there's also the military thing. Let me see if I can pull that up. Did I put it in here? I don't know if I put it in here.
Like a Rode lapel mic.
Yeah, he was. I didn't put the military thing in there. So that's kind of was the start of where I was at with it. And then Stu Peters actually responded. And this was where things got kind of interesting. Uh-oh.
What does Stu Peters know that he hasn't told the public? It looks to me that Blake Neff might have an agenda put forward by somebody that we don't know, that's tucked in the back corner somewhere, that is placing him in positions. I mean, what is the irony that how could he possibly be placed in positions of the top shows on their networks in the peak of those shows time and time
So similar
again,
to what I said earlier. So we have some research we're going through right now, and then when I get back, I'll be able to dig more through it. I haven't had a chance to get into touch with everybody. The community Discord, where the Club Watcher members were doing some investigation. So there's going to be more stuff coming out this week on Blake, but this is kind of where Stu says his piece, I would say.
Idea. Anyway, did you see that? So this is Stu Peters addressing Baron Coleman's call out, saying, hey, Blake used to work for Stu. This is what my sources are saying. Stu Peters goes on to confirm it, but he says something else. Going back through his text messages, how it made him feel, recognizing that Charlie Kirk was going through the same thing, admittedly. And Stu Peters had the chance to wake up, and Charlie Kirk ended up dead. And from his inside camp, from inside Stu Peters' camp, he was getting pushback. You don't want to talk about them. You don't want to go against them. You don't want to start and stir up all of this drama. They're going to come after you, whatever it might be. Stu Peters was being told, not only from the outside, from social media, from independent media, from advertisers, you don't want to mess with them, but inside of his own camp. And he calls out Blake and says, Blake, you might want to be careful where you go from here. Tread lightly, as Stu says, because there might be something that just doesn't meet the eye. So like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Let's see what Stu has to say.
This on Baron Coleman's podcast last night on YouTube, my name came up. First night on YouTube, my name came up. Baron Coleman has been doing a lot of really good work on the murder of Charlie Kirk and holding his killers accountable. And anyway, on last night's show, this is what he said about me.
But what is no longer an open question to me is what was he doing in those intervening years, or at least the intervening months? Because I got a tip. On the show, I kind of asked the question, what was he doing before he went to work at TPUSA? And I finally got a tip.
Now he's here. Barron is talking the first time, or first couple of times he's talked about Blake, is he's saying, I think Blake worked for Stu, and he didn't have confirmation, but Stu here confirms it.
And they said he was working for another content creator. You should look into it. So I did, and I found nothing. I asked around, I could find nothing. So I go back to my source. What content creator are you talking about? Because I keep looking, I've asked around, I can find nobody. And they said he was working for Stu Peters.
Okay, so Baron Coleman, who has been doing, by the way, excellent work surrounding the murder of Charlie Kirk and connecting a lot of dots, talking about a lot of things that probably shouldn't be publicly connected and or talked about.
Why? Why shouldn't they be publicly connected or talked about? This is actually the most important that needs to be talked about. And if he's breaching that thin line of, well, you better be careful, bro. So who's behind that? You better be careful, right? That's important. We're watching people get killed. There's been things that are happening in our society that are unexplainable because people are behind the scenes controlling the narrative and scaring people out of having conversations. So these should be talked about. Stu, I beg to differ. They need to be talked about. Now, he probably means they don't want us to talk about it, which clearly they don't. But why is Blake Neff's role behind all of this? That's what my question is. What is Blake doing? And is he being propped up in between all of these high profile creators and broadcasters and commentators to do a specific agenda for somebody else?
And who he was talking about there was Blake Neff. And yes, I can confirm Blake Neff did work here for me for the Stu Peters Network after his firing or departure, his separation or resignation, however that worked.
So he goes on to talk about he worked for him. He didn't care if he was fired for racist stuff. But then he goes on to say something interesting here about going back and looking at his old text messages.
He confirmed or verified that, but that's how he was presented for me, because at that time around here at this network, I was doing a lot of heavy lifting surrounding somebody who knew that Blake Neff had been dismissed or fired or had resigned surrounding allegations of.
I want to know who that person is. The person that referred Blake to Stu. That's what I want to know. And I want to know the person who referred Blake to Turning Point, to Tucker. And that's where the research that we've been doing is going to be coming in this week. Because he was at Dartmouth and there's people there. But anyways, obviously there's people there. There's people there that I'm looking to talk to. But something's not right, because what he says here gave me pause for concern.
I don't know, covert racism, which I could have cared less about. I didn't care.
I don't think get into the limelight.
I was like, yeah, I need the help. And Blake came on, and actually he did really good work, really solid work. I had no complaints. He was a talented guy. He did what I needed him to do. Anyway, so now fast forward to I'm sitting down with Phil Turney and other surviving members of the Israeli attack on the USS Liberty. At the time, Blake Neff is still working for me. In fact, he's now also working for Charlie Kirk at Turning Point USA. And I didn't remember specifically if it was Turning Point or some other organization until Baron Coleman brought this up on his YouTube show last night. And then I looked back at text messages that I had with Blake Neff, which there is a tranche, as they love to say, a trove of these messages that are actually kind of eerie.
Kind of eerie? What do you mean? You can't be referring possibly to what Charlie might have gone through. Did you go through the same thing, Stu? And was Blake involved?
I've been through this before. I think it's worth going through again now. At the time that I published those videos, the floodgates of pressure opened up, and that came both from external sources and internal ones. So externally, of course, it was the corporate media and the press and their hit pieces and sponsors and advertisers on the network cautioning me, questioning me, probing me, and ultimately pressuring me. And also there were internal sources, people who worked for me, employees, people who worked with me, contractors, contributors who were saying, you don't want to do this. You don't want to talk about this. And it was then and there that began this documented on video, real life, real time awakening that we've all been through together when I was J-pilled, red-pilled, all of the discussions that we've had.
You know, something makes me think that Blake might be pushing some weird talking point or pushing them in some direction that either they start to get uncomfortable, like Stu, like Charlie, and start to wake up to the gaslighting, to the propaganda, to the pressure. Allegedly, I don't have any proof for this. I'm just, but
Well,
I find it
let me ask you
interesting.
something. And chat, let me know what you guys think too. You know, before I was pretty subtle, but you know, I was being sincere when I said that, you know, these data points, you know, is Blake Neff working with some form of intelligence, whether foreign or domestic? And now that we know that there was overlap with his time with both Stu Peters and Turning Point USA, which are kind of two sides of a coin to some extent, is that a data point that backs that case?
What do you mean exactly?
I mean, if Blake Neff was working for the Stu Peters show while he's working for TPUSA, is that a data point that you could put towards him possibly being affiliated with some form of intelligence? I mean, it could just be that he's a whore
well,
and he's just doing it for the money.
I
But
just
knowing
find
what we know now,
well, where I get where you're going, and I've thought about that as well. I think that it's and I see Baron. What's up, big dog? Baron showing some love. I appreciate it. We're gonna go over some super chats here in a minute, and then we'll move to the second half of the show. But I think like the situation is, if he's working for Stu first, and then he goes to Turning Point USA after, as in like an after thing. I don't see it. It would be like, what is Stu Peters like planting him? No, obviously that's not the case, right? So I don't think that's the case, at
no,
least.
but he could be infiltrating. I mean, it's very. I've been saying for a very long time that I don't know whether TPUSA was some sort of military or intelligence operation from the beginning, but it certainly is now, and we don't know like when that transition took place. It could be possible that there's, I mean, I think it's more than possible. I think it's highly plausible that you're going to have people affiliated with intelligence agencies that are going to be sent to infiltrate different shows, different people that have influence, especially over different demographics, to try to get maybe intel on who their sources are, especially if they're getting good information that should be more private, or maybe to possibly influence the message that's getting sent on those shows, or both.
Well, we have to remember like that it would. So what are you trying to get at exactly? Are you saying that he's working? Like I think that he might be a Zionist prop, to be honest with you. And I don't know where from exactly, like how that's working. I don't see him on the side. I think that he just goes where the money goes. I don't think that he has any like morals or values that he adheres to.
Well, that's why
Personally.
I said he could just be a Zionist at heart and just be a whore and taking whatever jobs he can. But there's also a chance that he at some point could have gotten affiliated with some intelligence agency. I mean, I was thinking that more when you were telling me the whole Marine war games thing. Like there's got to be a little thread there that might need some pulling. But I don't know. It's just pattern recognition for me. I just look where he's going. He's with Tucker. He's with Stu Peters. He's with Turning Point. Then all of a sudden, Charlie gets assassinated, and he's on the Charlie Kirk show pushing the Fed slop.
Yeah, that's the thing is I haven't been able to make heads or tails of exactly why him, but he actually might be the perfect one. It's like they might even have some crazy dirt on him. You know what I mean? Like if
who hired him
caught
at TPUSA?
That's the
I know,
thing.
I know Tyler Boyer was in charge of majority of the hiring at TPUSA, but Charlie Kirk's show is a little bit different.
I think that Charlie Kirk makes the final hire, but he probably would go on somebody else's word first, like probably Tyler, right? Tyler Boyer. I don't know if Andrew Colvett was at that level with Tyler, and like remember Tyler and Charlie, they were in business together, bro. They had the fucking the podcast together. Like they own that, you know what I mean? Like that's a separate entity. Tyler Boyer's in on all of the companies. He's not I guess he's not a contractor, even though he's doing weird work with Superfeed Technologies and all that, but he's still he's on the board. He's like he's a C-suite executive essentially. So I would imagine it's either Boyer or Charlie Kirk getting him hired, or both.
And now I'm also wondering, all right, so you've got Tucker, you got Stu Peters, you got TPUSA. Was he affiliated with any other shows? Was he affiliated with anyone else connected to Salem Media? That would be very interesting.
I haven't seen evidence of that. No, I have a bunch of research that I've done.
We gotta start doing a little digging, buddy.
He worked for the Daily Caller. Isn't that one of the companies that they've been using, Turning Point USA, to get, or that Daily Mail?
There's a bunch of dailies.
Daily Caller. I think.
Hold on.
They put out pro TPUSA content. The Daily Caller. Oh, yeah, that was with Tucker Carlson. So that was founded by Tucker Carlson, actually, I think.
And who's the other guy that founded that with Tucker? Something Patel. Was that the same guy?
Neil Patel, right?
Something that's the same one that founded Tucker Carlson Network.
Oh yeah, here we go. We have it right here. The Daily Caller is a right-wing news so it's still still going on. Right-wing news and opinion website based in Washington, D.C., and was founded by political commentator Tucker Carlson and political advisor Neil Patel. Political advisor.
Yeah, but that's not a surprise. If he had ties with Tucker and it was Fox that fired him, it would make sense that Tucker would, throw him the bone over there.
Yeah, I there's something that we're not going to be able to answer it right now, but there's definitely something here. You know what I mean? And I personally, that's what I think. If you look at the person, when you look at the reactions, you look at how nobody has anything positive to say about the guy. Now, you can't find one person to say anything nice about you. They've got the great Mikey McCoy. They put all this trust in Andrew, and Tyler Boyer is this carefree. Everybody, I even talked to Tyler Boyer. I think he's a nice guy. It's like, but nobody's got anything to say nice about Blake.
I know. Even that poor blonde on the dating thing was afraid she was going to be under attack.
That's the thing, is like when you have these radical, like people can smell that, they can smell it. Like it's you could just smell scumbag. You know what I mean?
Wow, that's one way to put it.
So I don't know. That's what I think. I could be wrong. There's a lot more on that phone, but I'm not gonna too much on that. Hopefully the dogs aren't. There's like random dogs.
Where's Blake Neff from?
Where's he from?
I would love to know what state. You know what? I've never looked into this guy. I think I'm gonna though. I'm sure I can find something good.
He went to Dartmouth. I don't have all that stuff up here, and I haven't looked at it since I started doing research. But I have all of that. But it's not ready yet for me. So yeah. And look, Blake Neff is not the only one, right? We've got Andrew Colvett. Not only that, Blake
that's
Neff,
another creep.
How
did Charlie do this show with these creeps?
Well, that's a lot of people are saying, well, if Charlie was so amazing and bright and smart, how did he end up with all these freaking people?
Well, Tyler Boyer, as I said before, I think that he was the one responsible for the majority of the hiring. I'm sure there was some sort of process involved, but that was the guy he was the scout. He was the manager. He was also the one that brought in Erica Kirk. Another person that we now know has some level of affiliation with intelligence. So it would kind of make sense.
Well, Erica
did as well.
Because I made a chart. It's on my other computer, but I did a live stream months ago showing that in 2018, the year that Bill Montgomery was kind of moved out of the business, essentially, that was when Turning Point USA basically like 7x'd their salary output, but also the donations. 2018.
2018.
2018
that was when Erica got involved, I think.
Yeah, that was like right when Erica met Charlie, or like right around that. And then 2019, that was when things really started to beef up on donations as well as in output.
2018 was also 1 year after that picture was taken with Erica Kirk, Tyler Boyer, and BB's son.
Yeah.
Just want to point that out.
Yeah. And so that's like one of the 3 stories of how they met, right? It was like that same weekend, that same event. You know, I if you would ask me 9 months ago, we would be looking into the producers, the sub producers, the wife. Like, can you imagine a version of reality that the rest of the world are trying to solve a murder, but the people that the murder happened to are not? It's like we're in Black Mirror. Not only that, with the files, with Trump, with now this gaslighting, like they're gonna just push back against Israel. Like anybody believes that shit. Anybody spewing that rhetoric that really believes that we're gonna step away, all you got to do. Let me show
Well,
you.
You don't think JD Vance is on our side?
Let me show you guys something. I'm gonna show it. Everybody needs to watch what I'm about to show you, because then you'll realize it's all bullshit. I don't believe anything that they're saying.
Oh, it's all bullshit.
They're sending JD out, obviously, and there
It's the
is
midterms,
nothing.
bro.
There is nothing that is. I got to show you this. Let me. I think it was on. So was it this one? I think it was this one. Jimmy
JD
Dore.
Vance sounded really stern, though.
Let me play this real quick so I can make sure. Is this it? Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
So, wait, hold on one second. So I bought tickets to go to this show, Jimmy Dore show. He did a live set at a comedy club. I had bought tickets, and I texted Jimmy and I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna be there." He's like, "You bought tickets? Like, you should have just let me know." I was like, "Oh, thanks for letting me know." Now I wouldn't have bought tickets. And I didn't even end up going. So here we go. So let me add this. So yeah, he ended up. I think James Lee was there as a guest panel. So there was a guest panel. So Stu Peters, funny enough, that he shows up in the news through this Barron and through this Blake stuff, and not so much through this Barron, but because Barron and he's got such a large platform, Stu saw it, and Stu comes into the fold. What's interesting is Stu sent one of his people. You've got to see this.
All right, let's move on. By the way, so somebody, Frankie Stokes from Stu Peters' show, he decided to go to Congress and ask the Congress people, who are they, Israel first or are they U.S. first? And let's watch. What do you? First of all, he says that these are the traitors who get to vote on the 2027 NDAA and will undoubtedly vote to hand this country's military data and soil over to Israel.
Isn't it funny that we're having these people speak out against Bibi? Trump is speaking out right at the time that we're supposed to be passing this NDAA to fuse the technology stack of our military.
Section 224. Everyone call your Congress. Tell them you don't want it.
I made a video on how to do it.
And I'm not for, I tell you what, I don't think it's right to dox politicians by naming them and how they voted. That's a stochastic terrorism. So let's watch some of this.
Congressman, my name's Frankie Stocks. I'm a reporter with the Stu Peters Network. I would just love to ask you a quick question. I'm trying to ask every representative I can.
Go for it, Frank. That is,
do you care more about the American people or Israel as a member of Congress?
I don't think they're mutually exclusive, Frankie.
Oh my God.
No,
Are they? Who do you care about more, the United States or Israel? United States or Israel, sir? No answer?
No, this is a simple question. This is a layup.
Who do you care more, the American people or Israel?
I'm on a fake phone call.
It's an easy one. American people or Israel?
I'm doing a fake phone
You
call.
don't got to fake a phone call. American people or Israel? Who do you care about more, the American people or Israel? The
Hold
American
on, I'm
people or Israel,
texting
sir?
BB.
Who do you care about more, the American people or Israel?
First of all, Joe Morrell, he looks like he's more interested in what's for lunch.
Bro, all of these people know, but they all of them did the same shit.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
and then America goes and bombs a school in Iran, and then all of a sudden, all you hear on the news is how they're saying "death to America," and you wonder why.
you wonder why. These are people that are paid for by the viewers. 79% of my viewers are Americans. I would assume that about 95%, hopefully, are able to work to have the option to pay their taxes. Not the option, but to pay their taxes. So 95% of the viewers from America here are probably funding these guys, these people's lunch, these lives. You know, their kids, their college kids, their kids for college. You're funding this right here, and then you go to ask them, are you America first, American first, or Israel first? And they have nothing to say for you.
Yo, seeing clips like this gets me like legitimately heated. Like I get like genuinely upset from this stuff.
Yeah,
You know?
I mean, it's just on and on and on. You can see how crazy this is, man. It's
Look,
just
he gets $162,000. Wow, that's a lot of money.
No answer?
I think that Israel is one of our strongest allies in a part of the world where people are trying to arm us, and I think they need our support.
So should the U.S. continue funding Israel? Despite their links to 9/11 or their attack on the USS?
14 grand. What a cheap whore.
shit, man,
Oh
bro.
my god.
All right, you for 14 grand, you're willing to
He's
sell
right,
out your fucking
though.
country.
He's right.
But it's not even that. He goes on to show. I'm not going to show the whole thing because it's just that over and over and over. Mark Kelly. I mean, the thing is, it's not for fear of that I took that money. What it is for fear of them getting primaried. Let me turn on this light if you want.
Oh
to
yeah, 100%, 100%.
I'm gonna turn on my light real quick.
Yeah, do what you got to do. And while he's doing that, I just want to say this is also why I get so upset. If you follow me on social media, especially Facebook, I go by my real name, Jimmy Gallagher, and I post about a lot of this stuff every day. And I noticed that lately, more and more, I'm seeing more anti-Semitic comments. And it really upsets me because you have to realize that on the civilian level, whether you're Christian, Muslim, Jewish, most people don't even have any idea about any of this. So when people just say, oh, it's the Jews, it's the Jews, it's the Jews, not only are you putting a label on a lot of people that are genuinely innocent, some of which are protesting against this with us, but you're also denying accountability to the American traitors that are in our elected office. And I just want to say, because, you know, while I'm on the subject, I saw a clip yesterday where there were Jews in Israel getting beaten by IDF soldiers for protesting what's going on. So I just wanted to say that. I think it's really important because there are a lot of people out there. It's easy to just point fingers, but you have to be careful with the labels.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the further along that I get, just the more the more that I learn, the more I disagree in general, like with the entire religion, with the entire political religion, ideology, Zionism. I mean, all of it. I've done enough research to know, like, it's all tricks and they don't even, Jimmy said it on the show. He said Trump doesn't even give us bread in circuses. He just gives us circuses. And I think that actually
he takes the bread.
He takes the bread and he puts it on
the bread.
The problem
puts a nice markup on it.
The problem is I think that the entire thing is a scam. I think that the whole country was built on a scam. I think all the politicians are scamming Americans, taking our money, taking their money. They're the whore in the middle. They're making, you know, that our decisions, they did a study. I forget which study it was. I recently saw this. I read about it. They did a study to see how much actual like how much the American normal voter, the bottom 99% in the financial brackets in the United States, how much we impact voting, like decisions on what goes into legislation. And it was literally almost 0% of the bottom 99%. Only the top 1% of people get their say because money buys everything in politics.
100%.
It was Johnny Harris. I watched a Johnny Harris video. He did a really great video recently on oligarchy and how like we have this vision of what oligarchy is, where it's like kings, like, or like almost like it's a version of empire where it's like a small group of people run a government. But in actuality, oligarchy is what the United States is today, where we have small groups of very wealthy people making decisions for the bulk of the people in that location. So we are living in a different, like oligarchy doesn't have to be, oh, they run the government. Like they actually do, you know, Elon Musk, Zuckerberg, all of these people that are politically powerful are also rich, and they become politically powerful because of their money. And they actually use that money in order to stay rich. You see what I'm saying? And so the policy that's pushed through is in self-interest and not in the interest of others.
And money is power, and people got to realize, because you know, you see some people that will say like, oh well, if all these billionaires, if at least a couple of them donated X amount, then we'd be able to do this and do that. It's like, yeah, but if a couple of billionaires donate X amount, then the other couple that aren't are going to have a lot more power than them. You know, like money is a resource. So are human beings. And that's why I get so worried with AI. And it's not just this idea that, you know, people are going to lose jobs to AI. It's what happens when our population is no longer a necessary resource to keep the wheel spinning. Like that's a serious topic that needs to be discussed.
And then when you think about all of that, and you think about the fact that we know that the Hasbara budget is a real thing, that it's probably surpassed well over $1 billion. And there's no like start date. You know what I mean? I said this recently. There's no start date on the Hasbara budget. We don't know if Blake Neff is getting paid. You know, I mean, obviously the Charlie Kirk podcast is run through Salem Media, which is being paid by a foreign government. You know what I mean? So it's like, how deep does the infiltration go? It's already inside our, like if they got everybody inside of our government, where else are they? They're in our churches. They're in our churches and our pastors.
Yeah, that's finally that story's starting to spread a lot more like wildfire.
Yeah, thankfully.
I wish you were for your part in breaking that.
What's that?
I said I wish you were getting more recognition for your part in breaking that story, because you were raising awareness for that for a while.
Yeah, but it's fine. This is the point, you know. I mean, not anybody. I didn't discover all of this, you know. I mean, there's other people that discovered other parts and that have bigger platforms. Max Blumenthal saw my post and he talked about it and he shared it, and James Lee and Jimmy, and now everybody shared it. You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter.
But now it's actually a mainstream topic. It's actually, I've seen it get talked about on the actual news.
Good. Yeah, no, it's not, I'm not important. You know what I mean? It's not about me. It's about everybody else understanding. Like, imagine like how many people actually know the truth now than 6 months ago. You know what I mean? Like, I bet you nobody really, except for like a couple of little offshoot journalism, great work, of course, I've seen, but not many people were talking about this. On Alex Jones' show, they had me on twice, you know, one with Harrison Smith, one with JP Sears.
Both
and
great
then
episodes,
JP,
by the way.
Yes, they were great. They're awesome. Thanks for having me. Those guys were great. You know, Alex Jones, I didn't get to meet, but both Harrison, JP, he's a friend, obviously. But he's been talking about it. JP, speaking of JP, he's been speaking out about this more than me even recently.
Yeah, he's been doing a lot of great work.
He's been doing great work. So raising this awareness, it starts to fester, right? Like we're starting to witness an interesting part of waking up, I guess you want to say, or just coming to a realization that we are compromised. Like, we are occupied. We are an occupied nation with people infiltrating all aspects of our government, all aspects of our media, all aspects of our finances, all aspects of our everything. Like there's usury going on, there's taxation going on that we didn't, it's so bad. And we don't have to resort to violence yet. You know what I mean? Which is a good thing. Like, I think that we haven't even really tried that hard. We're finally starting to see the community in general, our country, try to save this country. I don't know how else to put it. Like I don't know if we can, to be honest with you. It's concerning.
And one thing that I want to point out too, when we talk about how there are different, billionaires that are in competition with each other, it's also very plausible and I'd say highly probable that you could have billionaires with different agendas and different ideologies that are competing with each other to destroy America to reap the benefits. I mean, you see a guy like George Soros, he's made a fortune off of doing that. He's made a fortune.
That's his business. His business is to go into countries, create turmoil, buy up assets and property at the cheap, and then sell it, like let off the pressure like a decade later or half a decade later and start selling off his assets. So we already know he's behind. I mean, I don't know why they're not doing more, but he was behind Antifa. He funded hundreds of millions of dollars to Antifa. So we're getting it from all directions. If it's not Israel, it's Antifa. If it's not Antifa, it's something else, Zionism. If it's not Zionism, it's the Muslim Brotherhood. I mean, it's like every direction.
Remember how excited everybody got, myself included, when Elon said that he was going to be the right-wing answer to George Soros?
Yeah. I mean,
well, Elon, you're worth $1 trillion now.
Yeah, but he's not liquid like that. You know what I mean? It's if Elon just he can't sell any of it, the company will fall apart if he sells. So really,
he could borrow against it.
We need somebody that is rich like Elon to actually step up and say, "Fuck all you guys. We're gonna look out for this country." You know what I mean? America First has given too much leeway to outside countries. I am America only now until we figure out what America First even means. And I hate to say it that way, but that's the truth. I'm America only. I don't care about any other country right now except for our country getting good and well first. All the money that's going to outside sources, all the countries that are getting benefits and reaping the benefits of our oil, our taxation, our energy. Our lives here are at the behest of the people that are taking the money that we're supposed to be paying them to operate our government for us, and they're using it to fund other governments. How fucking twisted is that? If our founding fathers today knew that we were doing this shit, do you think that what do you think they would say?
Oh, it's a joke. It's a joke.
They'd be out with the 12 gauges and the rifles, man. Like, this is what they did. That's what they did. And like, that's where we are, but we're not at that level, because the only reason I say we're not at the level of that just yet is because we haven't, Mr. Quigley of all people I saw, he said it just right. He said, we haven't even tried the non-violent way yet. And he's right. And he actually goes on to show these ways. He said, on his latest video, join anti-Zionist movements. All these different things. He's given solutions, which I think is interesting, but it's also like, how is he able to come out and make this channel and go from 1,000 to almost 100,000 subs in 3 months? And then someone like Nate Valhalla or Baron or Jesse or me or you or anybody else talks about those same topics, we get suppressed or we get our shit pulled. You know what I mean?
No, people need to start getting used to having those uncomfortable conversations that people usually joke about having at the holidays. People need to speak up. They need to raise awareness, and they need to also be conscious about where they're spending their money and know where their dollars are going. And shout out to Ian Carroll, because, Buyer App was the best idea. The best idea. And the app is great. You literally just scan something in the grocery store and you find out if it's healthy and where the money's going. Something like that is just a great place to start. And then he came back even harder with web. Well, that was more for guys like us, but
yeah.
And I've been doing a lot of work with web lately. It's just tough because stuff gets suppressed so hard. I tried, making some content about some of my research in that department a couple weeks ago, and they just turn the dial down. If I make a video about TPUSA or something more current, I'll get thousands of views. I make something about that, and it's like I get 200. It's like a very, very clear and noticeable difference. And I don't think it's a coincidence. I don't think it's because people aren't interested in these topics.
Well, I mean, you have to admit, like, people would probably, like, most people watching anything would just rather watch people dunk on Erica Kirk than listen to the like ins and outs of data center drama. You know what I mean? So it's like one drama or the other. It's like most people are gonna just watch the Housewives version of whatever's on TV. You know what I mean?
Well,
and I think
I did try to do my part today. That rapid response account that we were tagged in a post. Well, that account, I'm not going to say the 3-letter agency, but most people will get the hint, especially if they be keeping up on that topic. But they were giving themselves a pat on the back for all the great busts and cases that they've been handling this year. And they've been saying, don't follow the mainstream media. And, I decided that I was going to do my part as a good Samaritan and give them a tip. So I quote posted the post, and I gave them a really good tip about some of the research that I did, regarding Gil Bates and his role in some of these things. They have not gotten back to me yet, but I'm really hoping that they're going to look into it. I'm not confident that they will, but you never know.
I'm going to get into some of these supers right here. But first, the thing is, before I do that real quick, I want to say it's not just these rich people like Gates and other people that have potentially maybe negative ideas or ideology of what they want to do to this country, or others for that matter. They're also in the pockets of the politician, or reverse, the politicians are in their pocket. So not only is it foreign countries, is it big pharma, is it big tobacco, is it big alcohol, is it big anything? Not only do we have to worry about the companies and the BlackRocks and the Greystones and the whatever, but we also have these billionaires are literally, like, think about like Eric Schmidt, the ex-Google CEO who created his own AI autonomous drone company, and he's been spending the last 4 years in the White House area in the government, like lobbying to get AI drone Sky Foundry Act or whatever to pass through. And they all have their agenda, but nobody, like, and the reality is we provide more money than all of those assholes combined to the government. You know what I mean? But I don't know, man. I don't know.
George Carlin said it best. It's a big club, and we ain't in it.
We ain't in it. Thanks for the super sticker, Don Smith. Keats handing out memberships for Bayes and Danks. Thank you. Big up, Keats. We just had our members only live stream today. Saturday mornings we do. You definitely got to check that out. I told some very cool, interesting stories about my life. You definitely go check that out. Stacy, member for 2 months. Welcome. Stacy Rodriguez, planning to join Club Vatra. What days, times do you go live? I don't know how to use Discord. What topics do you discuss? Will you teach AI? 1, 2, 3 questions. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Time I go live. I go live on Wednesday for now, and then sometimes randomly. And that's the investigator tier. And then it's not really a live, it's more of a conversations. We have a stage. You come turn your camera on, your mic or whatever, you can come talk Wednesday mornings, and then randomly throughout the week, sometimes we'll just hop in and talk. So Discord is just like a chat room with different things to talk about, different categories. Discord's very easy to use once you get in there and you look at it. It's not that confusing. What topics? We're doing an AI course right now every other week, and then whatever like that we're researching that week as well. So it's a mixture of that. And yeah, we definitely teach AI. So please come join. We'd love to have you. What do we got here? Michael, I recall Tucker publicly recounting after Charlie's unaliving that he got Neff the job with Charlie after Fox kicked Neff to the curb. In gratitude, Neff recently badmouthed Tucker on X. No class. But that's good to know. I think you might be right. I remember hearing that as well. Thank you for the super chat. Real Baron podcast sliding through. Blake Neff speed on a Saturday night. What's a Saturday without Blake Neff, bro? What's a Saturday without Blake Neff? You know, I'm trying to fix my lighting here, see if it gets a little better. Thank you for the super chat, Baron. Good to see you, bro. Hope you're doing well. And then he dropped one for you as well. Said, thank you for the big super chats, by the way, $50.
Yes,
Bayes, did your tickets to Mexico get lost in the mail? Mine did. It's nice of Dankster at least to let us live vicariously through him on the stream. Two today. 99 cents bought you 2 live vicarious experiences. This isn't really a vacation, though. It's just us coming down. We're checking out a family property called The Ranch. We're building a house there, and then we're looking at, it's big. It's like 10 acres, maybe like 7 acres, 7.5 acres, 7 to 8 acres. And we were looking at the plot of land that we're going to be building the next place out. But it's nice, man. It's nice to get out of the desert and the heat. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Danks had the tickets to Mexico. I think I'm getting some tickets to Utah soon. So
Yeah.
I'll keep you guys posted on that, and I will stream when I'm there.
Gonna go to Utah?
I'm thinking about it. I hear there's something coming up in a couple weeks. It's supposed to be pretty big.
Yeah, you were telling me. Interesting. Thanks, Baron, bro. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you, dog. A-Train, $3. I don't know if I've ever seen a $3 super chat. That's what's up. Keep diving deep for CK. Great work, fellas. Thank you, A-Train. Good to see you. We'll do a few more. Stephen Dickinson, no more mosquitoes in Cabo now, Danks. Love your mic. Thank you. It changes colors. It changes kind of fast, too. I don't know. I'm not in Cabo, but I don't know. We were at the ranch today. I was like, I hope we don't get any freaking ticks on us, you know, because it's all like shrubbery. What's up? Hey, Anne Marie, what's up, girl? What's up, guys? Have you ever looked at Blake Neff's parents? We have some research on some of that. That'll be coming out this week. Hopefully, we'll see. Maybe, maybe not. Thank you, Anne. Glad you're feeling better, Bass.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, I'm glad I'm feeling better too. Let me tell you.
Yeah, man.
I've been bedridden for 2 days.
Yeah, it sucks to be off for so long. It feels like you missed a lot.
Yeah.
Baron in the house says, Keats, thank you for your presence, our humble host. Yes, thank you, thank you. Thank you, sir. Big dogs. Julie Cooksey, $4.99. Just want to say thank you for your continuous coverage. I think many of us would have gone crazy by now without all you conspiracy theorists. Much love. Bro, imagine if it was just Fox News and that's all we had.
You know, I think people have it reversed at this point, though. I don't even think that we're the conspiracy theorists. I think the conspiracy theorists are on Fox News and CNN.
Yeah, I think we are, you know, it's
I think if you go story for story, we're probably batting a lot better.
Yeah, we are doing better. Yeah, I'd much rather be here than to be there. Let's just say that. Welcome. Became a YouTube member April. Crowned with tinfoil. Let's not forget that we probably funded that propaganda budget. Yeah, we did. It goes out as foreign aid, goes to Israel, comes back from Israel as foreign aid into private companies through the Hasbro budget as registered foreign agents. Luckily, they did file, so we do have that. Thank you for the super chat. A-Train, well, welcome, new member. Crown with tinfoil, new member, welcome. Zero, I'll do these last two, and then we'll move to the rest of the show. Zero, just because. Love you, brother. Go Max. Love you too, Zero. Good to see you. Hope your wife's doing better, at least hopefully soon. Keep us posted. Philippe, what's up, bro? SEK, hi, guys. Baron and Trigger 2. You know, money is privately owned. We borrow it. Countries lends money and pays it off with taxes. Aid is a way to move money to their friends. Yes.
Yep.
100%. 100%. 100. All right. One more. Could you tell me what you think about a specific TikTok post on Charlie's account? Erica posted a clip from her speech that I think is creepy and directly to Charlie in death. It's her motive. I don't know. I haven't seen it. Maybe we can screenshot that and look at that later. So thanks for the super chat so far. We're gonna keep moving with the rest of the show and talk about the stuff about Candace, bro. So I'm in Mexico, right? So I've been super busy, but I did see, thankfully, Trigger Smart made a video today talking about this and kind of caught everybody up to speed. Apparently, someone came out and said that Candace had she died, alleged, essentially. Let me see if I can find that post. And so I find it quite strange. Did she quote post it? Yeah, here it is.
The account right now.
I got it right here.
You got it. All right.
Yeah. Blake Neff Speed, baby. Blake Neff Speed. Okay, so it says right here. So Mia, this is the homie right here. Mia, she reposted it. Lily Gaddis. Candace Owens' family reached out to me earlier this morning. It is with deep sadness and sorrow that I'm sharing the passing of my longtime friend and fellow political commentator, Candace. But I also can't shake the feeling that this wasn't simply a random tragedy. There are circumstances surrounding Candace's death, especially after Charlie's passing, that raise serious questions, and I hope the full truth comes to light. I want to respect your family's privacy, so I'll refrain from sharing any further details. Please stay posted. Damn, bro. That is so crazy.
Yeah, that must have scared the crap out of a lot of people when they saw that.
Yeah, of course. Especially if Lily, if she's like for real a good friend. I don't know. I've never seen this person. I have no idea who that is. Look at Ryan Matta, bro. He's like, we would go max on Israel and the FBI frauds covering up the Kirk assassination. So Candace did come out and speak on this. Thank you for the messages of concern, but I'm not dead. If I were, it would be entirely appropriate for you to blame Israel. Wow. Somewhat relatedly, Charlie Kirk was not concerned he was going to be killed by a transgendered furry after a full day of arguing with Zionists about him abandoning the pro-Israel cause. Hopes this helps. Bro, how crazy would that be to be able to just pop off tweets and make like $200 every single time you do it? Shit would be dope, wouldn't it? Oh,
yeah, how crazy would it be if your phone started blowing up because somebody hacked somebody else's account and told everybody you were dead?
Crazy,
can you imagine the phone calls she was getting?
Oh man, yeah, of course. Her email. Oh my goodness,
scary.
Yeah. What do you think so what happened is, and I haven't been following that closely because I've been busy, but what I heard is that this person said that her account got hacked. Let's see if I can find it. Lily.
I think that was the one I sent you.
Did you send it to me?
Yeah, I sent you one of her posts. She's where she's the one that I did. She made a couple posts about it. See, that's what normal people do when they get hacked. They let it be known right away that their account got hacked and they ask what they should do. Not like Daniel Cormier, who the other day after making that post about Eric Trump trying to allegedly bet on fixed fights and try to see if UFC fighters were injured, just took the post right down, never said anything about his account being hacked, and then said, I don't believe you guys believe that stuff, or however he worded it. And then hours later, there was allegedly a post about some type of crypto thing that, all these people were saying, oh, that's the proof. That's the proof. See, once you see the post about crypto, you know that he's hacked. So it's like, okay, so he got hacked. He posted it, never said he got hacked, took the post down, posted something else, and then got hacked again 6 hours later? That didn't really add up to me.
So
but this one
so
seems much more believable.
Well, there's a crypto thing here. Lily reposted. I doubt Lily is posting a pump fund token called Gaddis, where the dev bought and sold within the same timestamp, 15-minute window. See, for me, you might not know what you're looking at, but this is a shit coin on a meme coin website that didn't even hit I guess it did. It launched. It did 320,000 market cap. That's crazy. Someone made money on this chick, bro. That is so wild. Look, scam things like any tech savvy people. I don't recognize the privy.io or the bags login apps. I don't know if this can help identify who's behind this. The Twitter or iPhone is me. What? Yeah, so there's all kinds of weird posting. This right here, IP addresses of like cloud servers, maybe, you know what I mean? It's, or data centers, perhaps. Definitely strange. Verizon, and then more of that, and then that post somewhere. I think she deleted it, but definitely strange, man. Definitely some strange shit for sure.
Yeah.
I would say.
But that girl Lily, if I'm not mistaken, she has a couple 100,000 followers herself already on X. So it's not like it was like some, low following account that was hacked.
That's it. Yeah, exactly. And that's where I think like it's like, how did your account get hacked? And then you're still like, why are you still on it? You know what I mean? Did you just change your password? That's it. Because if you just change your password, I think that might not do the trick. You know what I mean? But I don't know. If I got hacked, I would definitely be like I don't know what I would do, to be honest. I don't know what I would do. I'd have to take it easy probably and wait and see what happens. I wouldn't be posting all day. That shit could get mixed up again, you know? Sugar Smart, Lily and Candace have been in contact, and Candace is trying to get the IP of whoever supposedly posted it. Oh, okay. Oh, that makes sense.
Oh, that'd be great. You know she's gonna get that shit.
Yeah. Let me know if you need help. So yeah, I mean, just the thought, like, and the thing is, like, it's scary because like Candace has already been threatened, or like that we've seen it looked like she'd been threatened. There's obviously that weird video of the French guy or whatever coming out speaking about her microphone, all of that stuff. But the reason why it's scary is it's not because, oh my gosh, like, the reason why it's scary is because it's believable. You know what I mean? And that's what's scary. And it's not just Candace. It could be any of us. You know what I mean?
Especially now after what happened to Charlie. And with the type of content that Candace is creating. You talk about this stuff for a living, you're going to make a lot of enemies. There are going to be a lot of people that want you off the board. Like, that's just a fact. And it's very scary. And thank God she's okay.
Yeah, for sure. Thank God. And yeah, thank God for everybody, everybody that is watching today, that we are like, when Dan Bongina, when he said, I was on the right side of things. No.
Oh my God.
We are on the right side of things. You are on the right side of things watching.
He pretended to be on the right side of things for a while.
Whatever he's doing is not the right side.
But just think about it, okay? So Bongino's from America. Obviously from America, but he's from New York. He was NYPD. He got in with the Secret Service in the late 90s, I think 99, and he was in the New York office for a little while. And then all of a sudden, he is working detail for George W. Bush. And then after that, he's working detail for Barack Obama. Then after that, he ran for office 3 different times, never in New York. I think he had 2 failed runs in Maryland and then 1 failed run in Florida, if I'm not mistaken. And then all of a sudden, he's a podcaster, and he's all anti-system. He's all, we gotta get the files. We got to get down to the bottom of this. We got to get down to the bottom of that. And then all of a sudden, he gets the job, and he's complicit with covering it up. And yeah, there are stories that he stepped down because he wanted things released. He didn't like the way things were handled. He got into it with Pam Bondi. That's all fine and dandy. But if that's the case and he was really on the right side of things, he would have taken his millions of dollars and fucked off. What he wouldn't be doing is going back on his podcast and shilling for the same people that he claimed to have quit the job, from, because he was so disappointed. So now the question is, did he really just quit the job and step down because he didn't like how things were going? Or was he reassigned to get into the influencer space to try to balance things out.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that because when Paramount Tactical tagged the FBI and had my face on it about Elizabeth Lane, he tagged Cash
My
Patel
face too.
and your two.
We were
Yeah.
both in there.
Sorry, our faces. He not only did he tag Cash Patel, he tagged the FBI, but he also tagged Dan Bongina.
Yes, he did. And they that.
Why would you
rapid
tag
response,
Bongina?
That rapid response account responded pretty rapidly, and they said we are in capital letters looking into this.
Yeah.
And I still, even after that, sent them a tip to try to go after a real bad guy.
No. They don't want that. They don't want that.
No, you don't think so?
No. They don't want to actually make any real changes.
No?
Like not anything that benefits
Then what
us.
are they doing?
They're going after Elizabeth Lane, bro. Like she is she's the enemy of the state right now, bro. Like they need all hands on deck.
Yeah. She's a sweetheart. I love Elizabeth Lane. Shout out to Elizabeth Lane. I think she just did an interview with Joe Kent the other day. That just popped up. I got to check that out.
I haven't had a chance to watch it.
I saw it. I didn't know if it was new or if it was a little old, but that was a new one, right?
Yeah, Joe Kent.
I did a show with Elizabeth Lane last week too. It was a lot
How'd
of
it
fun.
go?
It went really good. We actually filmed it 2 weeks ago, and then we put it out a week later. We covered the protests going on in Albania. We made some content talking about race relations in America. And then we got into some of the Gil Bates stuff and some of the other stuff that we're not supposed to talk about.
You know, the thing is with her, and like what I found very interesting is that as soon as, like, obviously she's like a real target by a group of people that probably are paid off by somebody else that's working something. Because what happened with me, I don't know if you experienced this, but as soon as I spoke out in defense of Elizabeth Lane, at least, you know, my share of it, the little that I did do, all of a sudden my account started getting attacked by, like, as soon as Lisa Knows made content on me, Paramount Tactical and Jen, the producer, as soon as they found out who I was, my post, they never got weird, like, hate comments ever.
Yeah, I got it too. I couldn't believe it.
But as soon as, so it's like, okay, so those three people I know for sure were the only significant changes in my life besides doing shows with Elizabeth Lane. But even doing shows with her didn't cause that. What caused it is those people that stuck up, that came up out of nowhere once I made any content in defense of her. So I believe that all three of those people are some version of paid puppets. You know what I mean? I don't know whether they're just paid by YouTube and they're just getting money to talk shit, but it doesn't seem like it because they're doing it despite getting, I've got more live viewers than Gary has. You know what I mean? Right now, go look at all my shows right now in the last month and tell me if who's got more views. And I've got 10 times less followers than he does. So he's doing this stuff even though there's a lack of viewership, which tells me that he doesn't care if he's getting views or not. He's doing what he's told. That's what it looks like. Because when he was like speaking out as a normal person, he was getting millions of views. That's what happens when you just have an honest opinion. You get people that watch your views, whether they're good opinions or not, at least they're yours, you know. But as soon as he flipped, and you could see that there's a time that he flipped, and then the Jen, the producer girl, came on, then they started doing all these weird belly dancing around the 30-06, and everything else went down. Their viewership went down.
You don't got to tell me. I did a whole live on it a couple weeks ago and made a couple videos. He, for years, for like, I don't want to get too much into this guy, but for like 4 years, he was making content that was actually pretty consistent with ours. It was anti-establishment. It was calling out the corruption. It was don't trust this organization. Don't trust that organization. They're not out for your best interest. Like, he was all about it. And then all of a sudden, in late September, he just made a change. And now, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, but it's more than just a change. What it is attacking other creators that are doing honest work, and that's a problem. You know what I mean? So and then tagging feds, right? Tagging. I told Elizabeth Lane, like, whatever all that is, and the tagging the feds and the suing and investigating, I'm not in. You can count me out because I don't fuck with the feds. I don't fuck with investigating people. You got a problem with me, I'm going to use public information to expose you for who you are, but I'm not going to be going and getting involved in tagging feds and the CIA and investigations and shit. No. I do my own investigations, and that's how I roll. I don't fuck with feds.
Maybe you should tag. Maybe you should tag feds. You know, Paramount Tactical was the one that inspired me to tag the feds the way that I did today with that tip that I gave them, because they answered him really quick. I thought maybe they'd answer me too. Who knows, Danks? Maybe, you know, next time you get a hot tip, you make the video, you tag them, tell them about it. Maybe they'll do the work.
You ain't gonna catch me tagging any fucking feds that's gonna help anybody, except for I stay away. I ain't no snitch. I never have been, never will be, and that goes for politics, and that goes for in the street. That's just how I've always been.
Could you imagine that in a perfect world? You wake up tomorrow and you see Bill Gates getting hauled away in cuffs, and Cash Patel up there saying, I just want to give a special thank you to Real Bayes for the tip. The tip on X.
Yeah, that'd be the day.
Yeah, I'm just having too much fun.
We could just stop doing content, man. You know what I mean? Like, just like YouTube just closes down and shit. Like, we got him, guys. Bill Gates is gone. Like, everybody, Epstein, everybody got caught. Like, all right. Like, if they want to shut everybody up, that's what they need to do. You know what I mean? Like, just arrest everybody or shut the fuck up. You know? But
or you see him come up and they want to clear Tyler Robinson's name. And they're like giving Baron and Candace a special shout out. Couldn't have done it without you guys. This is what happens when civilians do the work.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, it's just, it really feels like we're in an upside down world, bro.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah. You know, it's like, in what world is your wife telling you to eat pet slop, bro? You know, it's just so crazy. Like,
I know. And the reality is you give too many tips like this, and then you gotta like watch your back going outside. You might get kirked.
Yeah, you might get kirked. Watch your neck, son. Crazy, bro.
For real though.
It's crazy, yeah.
R.I.P. Danny Casolaro and Gary Webb and many others.
What do you think about you've been following the story on the musician that died in the helicopter crash, him and his partner? You know what I'm talking about?
No, when did this happen?
Oh man. Here. God, why am I drawing a blank? Hold on.
Dude,
somebody in the chat will say it. Watch the chat.
I have been unplugged. Unplugged. You know what I did this week? I was on X Spaces for a day or two because my computer, nothing was hooked up.
Bro, I
was on X Spaces trolling other X Spaces.
Here it is.
Just clowning around. It was nice. It was a nice week off. It was good to unplug.
Bro, James, do you know this channel? James? This guy is a goat, bro.
Yeah?
He's a goat.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, he's good shit. He does good work.
Thing. You know it, I know it, your dog knows it, everybody knows it, but no one wants to talk about it. So I decided to dig into this because 5 days ago, I didn't even know who Oliver Tree was.
Oliver Tree. Did you hear about this?
No.
Oh my gosh, bro. This is
I
crazy.
would have remembered if I heard a story about someone named Oliver Tree.
Bro, listen to this. Listen to this.
And the crazy thing is, the more I dug into this, the crazier it got. So on June 14th, this account posted this. Could it be that we're facing the biggest bait in internet history? If you're not aware of this, on June 14th, Oliver Tree and Gatsby were involved in a very sad and strange incident. It didn't take long before several people started coming up with the craziest theories.
He predicted his death over 10 times, y'all.
It's not just one or two little things. We're talking about multiple coincidences or hints his fans believe.
Yeah, bro, there's all kinds of crazy stuff that happened. And so, like, originally what happened was his record label Like this show, actually, he explains it perfectly. So like I'll stop it and stuff, but I want you to see like what happened.
He was leaving behind.
Hello, I'm Ron Johnson Van Swanson, the president of Alien Boy Records. Our #1 artist, Oliver Tree, has no say or involvement in the creative process. We make him sing and dance like a stupid little monkey. We created Oliver Tree, and we can destroy him at any given moment. So go pre-order his new album, Alone in a Crowd, or we will terminate him.
Digging deeper into this, I found a bizarre connection between Antarctica and a documentary that he was set to release this month, and cryptic messages and hints that his fans believe he may have intentionally left behind.
What's the biggest theory that you believe in?
It's a great question. That one about Avril Lavigne, everyone knows Avril died in 2004.
That's the kind of shit. They're taking all of your ideas, they're scrambling your little heads, messing with you. And then meanwhile, you're a little pawn in this game and they're doing such crazy, you can't even begin to imagine, Andrew.
The more people looked, the more they found patterns in the things he said in his video clips, and this is where things start getting really strange. The date, June 14th, the date of the incident, can be found all throughout Gatsby's and Oliver Tree's video clips. There's also too many coincidences when it comes to Oliver Tree and Gatsby's age, and the fact that there's too many video clips of them referencing what appears to be the incident. The deeper we get into this, the stranger it gets. It's like something happened to him in the last few months and he snapped.
I just was in Antarctica. I played 3 sets out there.
Shit. Ain't they always got like conspiracy theories?
Yeah, I found some of this, bro. I think I found, bro.
You really seen the shit?
Filmed a documentary. I got footage.
He started talking too much.
We can't put anything about in this. It's a YouTube.
Bro, so he was live he was like wasted at this event. This dude walks up to him and he's live streaming and he says all this crazy shit apparently on a live stream, and he starts freaking out when he found out. He was like, look at this guy's face, bro.
Video or what?
It's live. Like it's already being clipped up.
Live. No, we can't put anything live. We can't have any of that footage actually leak out.
And then there's this.
Just got word that my album is no longer coming out. Love You Madly, Hate You Badly is officially canceled.
And they end up dead.
Wow.
Yeah.
What can you tell me what he was saying?
There's some more here. I can play it here. Yeah, I'll show you what he said. Let me get to that point.
It's like some Isaac Cappy shit.
Yeah, it is kind of like that. And then he predicted, he goes through, he said he predicted his death. He died 333 weeks after Kobe Bryant died. He made a video about, like a music video about a helicopter and death and stuff. So here's that clip right here.
Things get shady. People have been digging deeper into Oliver Tree, and they found several videos that may actually explain this theory.
We can't put anything about in this. Is this a YouTube video or what?
It's live. Like it's already being clipped up.
Live. No, we can't put anything live. We can't have any of that footage actually leak out.
On May 10th, a few weeks prior to Oliver Tree's announcement that he was leaving the label, this streamer caught him by surprise. He didn't know he was being live streamed, and he said a few things that he shouldn't.
It's
the last time I saw you was at this fucking party. It was Logan's wedding.
I know.
So lit, bro. He got so drunk he fell off the water slide. It's on the water slide like 20 minutes later. He fell so hard, but he pierced his nose, bro. He's going crazy with it. He was going crazy, bro, but it was crazy. They took him away in a stretcher. He was on the ambulance. And they were driving him out of there, and I was looking, I was like, is gonna be okay?
Oh my gosh.
He's a big party.
Yeah, you wouldn't think that.
I know, and he doesn't have any limits.
Do you think?
I was with him, he was in the bathroom, he was hiding out in the stall. I was like, bro, you can't be using that.
Yeah, so I had to cut certain parts from this video, but Oliver Tree did not know that he was on a live stream, talking about famous, important people that he met at several parties. And he's giving out details that maybe he shouldn't. And this is exactly the moment he realizes that.
YouTube channel or what is it for?
Yeah, it's going to go on YouTube. It's also a stream. It's live. I want to tell you it's live.
Oh my gosh.
I won't do the live stuff. I'll just do whatever else is.
Like he wasn't getting it, bro. He wasn't getting it was live. He's like, what do you mean live? Like he was either wasted or what, but like it gets a little crazy. Watch this.
Okay, well
I'll do the a la carte. So
I just let the editors, our guy Gene.
And wait, is
oh my gosh.
No, this is Daniel.
Yeah, I'm Daniel. Daniel, such a pleasure. Hey, just make sure if you can, just send the Frame.io link to me and I'll just write edits for Kai God.
Yeah, so looking at this, Nick doesn't seem pretty happy about this, and neither does Oliver Tree. They seem pretty worried that he was saying these things live.
Bro, don't put him on.
Sorry, that never happened. I'm so sorry.
We'll just edit it.
That was a joke. That was a joke.
This stuff gets edited. We'll upload it on YouTube Shorts.
We've never edited, but we're gonna first time edit it for you. I already made the call.
You didn't edit it before?
Well, it's live. We're live, so don't say anything you're not supposed to say. I'm telling you.
Yeah, Oliver Tree
Yeah,
is
he
not
pulls
happy
him
about
away.
it.
You can't have any of this footage get out.
Are you serious? Well, I'll make whatever cuts you want.
That mic's not live, is it?
Well, it's on right now.
Turn the mic up.
He seems as if he finally realized he's
Oh,
live.
I don't even want to laugh.
seems
I
a little
just
bit
remembered
drunk.
he's dead.
And
Fuck.
he definitely said too much. I did have to cut a lot of the stream out of respect to Oliver Tree and the people he mentioned. And if you watch the full video, it seems to me that he said too much. But still doesn't prove anything. He's a pretty famous guy. He's at a party. It's like, who's going to take him seriously when he's this drunk? So it could just be that this is not it. But then again, you have this. About 2 years ago, Oliver Tree went live on a podcast to talk about a documentary he was doing on Antarctica.
6 a.m. if I got the chance. I just was in Antarctica. I played 3 sets out there.
Shit.
There was like 20 people, bro.
Like, ain't they always got like conspiracy theories?
Yeah,
about
I found
Antarctica
some
and
of the shit, bro. I think I found, so for one, I think I found the wall that surrounds the earth. I seen this this pyramid, which I believe is from an ancient civilization from a 15th century map I was looking at, and it looks like there's potential of an entire iced out civilization that's like 10,000 to 15,000 years old. I don't know the exact numbers, but I think I found an actual entranceway to an alien base. That I can't guarantee everything, but I have a documentary I filmed in Antarctica.
So it's a new pyramid. No one knew that this existed to now?
Wait a minute.
So he looks it up, and sure enough, like that week that he went out and like filmed all this, and like then this shows up, article shows up afterwards. So he was like leaking information, went to Antarctica, and he was about to release, I think he's supposed to be releasing it like this month or next month, documentary on Antarctica.
So this was posted on December 23rd. A new discovery has people speculating about the possibility that there are pyramids in Antarctica. This was after his interview, actually.
I don't know, bro. I don't know the exact specifics of anything.
God damn, man.
So it will come out later.
So you're probably thinking the same thing as I am. What exactly is he talking about? Did he actually see something there, or is he just babbling for views? This is at least what I thought until I found this. He was supposed to release this documentary together with the album that got canceled by his label. In other words, it might just be that his label canceled him.
It's he bleeped it out. I think it was Atlantic, but I'm not sure. Yeah, you can find out.
They all pretty much trace back to the same anyway.
So yeah, so essentially he ended up dying, bro, and his partner too, is his band partner, his bandmate, Gatsby. So yeah,
Yo, that's so sad.
It's sad, bro. Yeah, he's young, bro. He's like in his late 20s. You know what I mean? Maybe early 30s. But yeah, bro, it's sad for sure.
That's really sad. I hate hearing about people dying.
And especially after
definitely suspicious circumstances.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying, like
Mike.
I know, man.
After he says everything.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's like it's all directions, and it could be anybody, right? And it's funny, it's like, well, was it just a freak accident, or is there symbolism involved? There seems to be, but I think you could probably find symbolism in anything. You know what I mean? So it's like,
oh yeah, especially with numbers.
Yeah, especially with numbers. So I don't know, but let's go through some of these super chats. Yeah, man. I mean, it is what it is, bro. Sucks, and I just hope that people know that that we are, like, the people that founded this country escaped all of that. You know what I mean? And we're in it again. And anybody that's scared to speak up, if only a few people are speaking up, it will always be that way. It'll only get worse. The noose will tighten. The more that we speak out, the more that we try to correct the record, the more that we shed light, the more that we show FARA documents, the more that we expose the truth through like publicly available information that is there ready for the taking, the more we don't have to be afraid of speaking out. The more we don't have to deal with people trying to scare people by tagging feds and by playing gotcha games and making shit up and like, you know, calling people assets when they might be deflecting or like projecting or whatever, you know. And I'm not speaking about anybody in particular at the moment, even though I've seen these things happen from particular people. But that's just not, you know, we're all on the same side. We should be, you know what I mean? And it's concerning that we don't know where the infiltration is coming from now. You see, $1 billion is a lot of money for, and that's just from one direction. That's just from one output of source of funding, right? There's others. We just have to know who to trust. You know what I mean? What's up? The MSJ podcast. Tough days in our country. You guys make it easier. Thank you so much for the company. Keep going, Max. Love you guys. Christ is king indeed. Thank you. MSJ. Bewitching Eerie. Bayes, I'm 38 going on 78, according to my spine. Feel for you. Heal up, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
We've got Rage Bronson. Rage Bronson. What's up, bro? So what's the solution politically? Give up and let Dems run the show? How do you think that would go for us? Sincere question.
We need a third party. We need a third political party. It has to be grassroots, and it would take a lot of unity and a lot of work. Because if we start a third party, you'll be shocked at how quick we go back to two parties, because you're going to see a lot of Democrats and a lot of Republicans that have been getting on TV for a long time talking all this crap about each other, just joining forces overnight. If there was a real third party that had the numbers, had the people behind it, had the right funding, the Republicans and the Democrats would join together like that.
I don't think that's a solution either, to be honest. The solution, though, isn't give up and let Dems run the show. That's a fake choice. It's not a real choice, because both parties take money. They take the money, the money, the actual money. AIPAC and foreign aligned PACs funding these candidates on both sides of the aisle. So it's never was for me ever, and it never should be about left versus right in this country. It's bought versus not bought, and third party will indeed experience the same being bought, and we will go through the same thing. It has. So the answer isn't switching teams. The answer, and I'm not a Republican either. You know, I'm neither one. I'm not a liberal. I'm none of that. I'm for truth, and I'm for honesty, and I'm for transparency, the real transparency, not the White House version, the current White House version, or whatever the White House has been in the last 100 years, maybe. You know what I mean? But I'm more about stopping measures of politicians, stop measuring politicians by the jersey, you could say, and actually, you know, identifying who's registered under FARA and exposing that, who's taking AIPAC aligned money, doing what Stu Peters.
Well, no, if they were able to change the laws to make drastic changes with how these politicians are allowed to be funded, and just get rid of lobbyists. That I don't know if that's possible, but you get rid of lobbyists, and you're off to a pretty good start.
Yeah, no, 100%. I made a whole live stream dedicated to at least 6 times that lobbying has killed American citizens, right? There's a live stream on it. If you want to go, you can see lobbying kills, right? That's what it is. Lobbying actually kills. You hit the nail on the head. But what goes well for us is when enough people, to answer your question, is when enough people stop falling for what you're just saying is left versus right, or that let the Dems take it. You got to stop falling for that team sport framing, bro, and start primarily thinking about how to get these legislation so that people are not taking money. Like lobbying should be illegal, 100%. That's what it has to be. You fix it by making the money toxic. So we're doing it right now. So right now, the people that are taking AIPAC money in 2028 are going to have a really tough time getting the American voters, especially as we have another 2 year and a half to continue to go harder on all of this. So making that money toxic is primary, right? You don't fix a money problem by changing which captured party holds the gavel, I guess. You know what I mean? You fix it by making it toxic, the money itself. You follow the money, you name the names that are taking the money, and you make taking it a liability instead of a payday.
And people
And if
need
they
to
are getting a
demand more.
payday, then it has to be a payday for them, and that's what it's going to be, but it's going to come with consequences.
Sorry about that. I thought you were done. What I
No,
was
you're
going to
good.
say is we also need to demand changes with the way that they do these redactions in these classified documents. And I mean, there were laws in place for classified documents. I think after 50 years, they were supposed to come out no matter what. And then all of a sudden they started passing legislation to push things back, like JFK files. They pushed back multiple times. I mean, the JFK files are supposed to be out. And there are reports that there are over 10,000 JFK files that are illegally being withheld that they never plan on releasing because it's 10,000 files that connect to our not so greatest ally. Same thing with the e-files. The e-files were supposed to come out. We only got a fraction of them. They only gave us a fraction, and they're so heavily redacted. And even think about that. Think about everything that came out in those e-files. And that's with the redactions and with the fact that we only got a fraction of them. Imagine if we got them all. Like, imagine what they're hiding. I think that they're hiding a lot more than trafficking. I think that there's a lot of money laundering, a lot of arms deals, a lot of people getting offed. And I think that a big event from a couple years ago, around 2020, that there's a lot of files connecting to that as well.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Tulsi Gabbard. I haven't been, honestly, but I hope that she, it's just like, I don't know, man. It's like, it's too late. You know what I mean? It's too late to talk about fucking COVID and who did what. Like, the pen is, they've already signed, like, there's not even any talk about how to reverse the guy's fucking immunity. You know what I mean? But we're gonna you're gonna frustrate the people more, Tulsi. Like, yeah, fine, we're gonna learn more about, we already know he's a scumbag. We already know he sold us all
I
out.
think it all has to come out. I think it all has to come out, and the people need to know the truth, because the sad truth of it is, like,
I agree.
I post about, listen, I go on Facebook all the time and I post about declassified files, facts that are released by our government, that anybody can go online to a government website and verify. And you would be shocked at how many people attack me and write me off as a conspiracy theorist and try to say that it's all make-believe, when it's all verifiable information. And that's how indoctrinated our country is. That's how brainwashed everybody is. It's disgusting.
Yeah,
actually.
I mean, if it's fine for me, it's like that needs to come out, but it's like, if that's your big exit, well, then what about everything else? You know what I mean? I guess fine. You're gonna just
I think
quit
she put
and
out
then
what
dump
she was
that on
allowed
us.
to without putting a target on her head.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I've always been mixed about her because she's taking APAC money. It's like she's scared to say anything. She'll say just enough to toe the line. It's just like,
she goes
that's
to dinner
what
parties
money
with Erica Kirk.
Yeah, I mean,
Forget
she's
that one.
taking
She was
pictures
sitting
with
next to her at the correspondence dinner.
Miriam Adelson, hanging out with the Adelson. It's like, bro, like, you can't trust anybody, bro. I don't even trust Thomas Massey hardly. Like, he's the only one I'm like, I'm maybe a little bit, but even then,
I'm Team Tommy all day.
it just makes me nervous. It's like, is this really the one guy in the whole political apparatus that is on our side? Actually, he's the only one. You're gonna tell me that he's the only guy? Like, Ro Khanna has already taken the money. Okay, so how come Ro Khanna isn't getting primaried or whatever it is? How come? So it's like, okay, so Thomas Massey has pretty much earned it with me. I'm a tough bid, bro. Only because I haven't seen anybody that I can trust, but the one person that was trying was Massey, and it seems that he's the one that I trust the most, and unfortunately he's out, and he's going to be out. So it just sucks that, like, the most important and pressing things, like we probably won't see any real disclosure on any of the stuff we're seeing today. Charlie Kirk, Epstein files, even like the truth, the real truth, because it wasn't just fucking Fauci. There was a lot more people, a lot more money, a lot more institutions, a lot more behind Fauci. But you're gonna make it all about Fauci.
Like I said, I did a live on that the other day. I mean, I'm kind of dancing around the topic a little bit, but you know, in the files, okay, there were emails going back and forth where people were referencing a conversation between Jeffrey and Bill about getting rid of poor people as a whole.
Yeah.
Like, I want everybody to think about that for a second. You have one of the most powerful, rich, and influential men in the world. And then you have Einstein. And they're having conversations about getting rid of poor people as a whole. And there's email correspondence going back and forth referencing this. And they're having meetings together with a long list of other individuals that are in those files. And then all of a sudden, he's going on a TED Talk where he's talking about certain things and bringing down certain numbers, if you know what I mean. And then there's emails saying, yeah, we're going to get him $1 billion in donations. And then he gives his deposition 2 weeks ago behind closed doors, off camera. And nobody's talking about this. Nobody is talking about this. I'm just saying.
Yeah. No, I know. I mean, that's the thing is they're all behind closed doors. They rolled out Leslie Wexner and make him look like, but nothing comes of it. You know what I mean? Like,
that was my first live. I sat there and I increased the speed too because it was a 6-hour deposition and he talks mad slow. So I sped it up to like 1.5, and the live stream still took me 6.5 hours. But I covered every word. I analyzed everything, and I was able to call bullshit on a lot of different parts too.
Yeah, that's a good one. Good question though, Rage. Thanks. Stacy for YouTube for screening my super chat. Check the regular comments in the chat. Oh man.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of comments. I don't know where to start. I'm sorry.
Resend it now.
Stacy.
That's your best bet. Resend it now if you're still watching.
I think I've got like 4,000 or 5,000 messages in there. There's no way I'll be able to find it. If you send it, I'll see the super chat. I don't know if you can space out your wording or anything, but thank you though. Sorry about that. Republic Tea Room gifted 1 Bayes membership. Researcher Daisy coming through on your side. Daisy. You want to read this?
I love that your version of unplugging is trolling X spaces. Ha ha ha. Oh yeah, you should have listened to the X space that I trolled. It was a lot of fun. I had fun. I'm gonna do it again soon.
What's your thing? You go. So when Blake Bednarz is live on a space, you go members only live and you troll it.
No. Okay. So this is what happened. One day I'm doing a members only live. So when I do my members only, I'll do like a lot of Q&As. I'll interact, because you don't have hundreds or thousands of people watching. You get like a couple dozen. So I'm able to like just sit there and interact with the chat. And, one day one of them told me like, hey, Blake Bednarz is crashing out on X right now. I'm like, all right, let's pull it up. And he was. And I was giving some commentary. And the chat was loving it. So then, a couple other members only lives. It's like, what do you guys want to talk about? What do you want to do? And they want to see if Blake is on X crashing out. So then,
that's your passing time. That's what you guys do.
No.
Listen, I got to get a hobby like that.
Listen, at least usually for my members only live, I try to talk about more serious stuff, more personal stuff that I don't worry about the algorithm as much because I know it's a separate algorithm. So I could talk more about some of the files or this or that. But at least once a month, I like to make it people's choice where I'm just in there. What do you guys want to watch? What do you guys want to talk about? And for the last 2 months, they want to talk about Blake Bednarz. So I'm like, you know what? Let me surprise everybody. I told you my whole.
Sorry, I didn't mean to spark that.
No, listen, it's fun. I called him. I told him I was doing it. I'm like, listen, just want to give you a heads up. I'm talking a little bit of shit. So anyway, my whole setup was all messed up. I'm bedridden. I'm home on fucking gabapentin and muscle relaxers and all this shit. I have nothing to do. So I'm like, let me see if Blake Bednarz is on X. And he was. And like I said, a couple muscle relax, I was feeling pretty good. So I hopped on. Like, why the hell not? It was fun. There were a couple of my members were in there. They were excited to see me. And we had fun. It was all good. It was all love. Cracking a lot of jokes. Weren't talking about any of the serious stuff. It actually turned out that somebody else was on a different X Spaces with a Blake Bednar's bot. Somebody was on an X Space with a bot that sounded like Blake, but it was a gay Blake Bednar's. So Blake was like, "What the fuck?" So then all of a sudden I start saying like, "Hey, like maybe they should do this, maybe we should do that." And he got, I don't want to say he got upset. I don't think he got upset, but he was telling me, he's like, "Dude, stop giving everybody ideas." And then I'm like, "You know what? Maybe I'll just keep it to myself." I'm like, "Maybe I'll just do it myself." And he's like, "You don't know how to do stuff like that, Bayes. Good luck." I'm like, "I don't, but Danks does."
I'll make him boss and make him sound.
Fun.
We don't even need someone to speak on the other end. I'll just have it speaking for itself. Fucking use Eliza OS.
And with all the drama going on, because me and Blake have bumped heads plenty of times in the past. Like there was a good couple of months where me and this guy were not getting along at all. But with all the drama going on in the podcast space and all the different investigation and conflicting theories, it was nice to just be able to like unplug, because like I said, even though I was on there, I was off. I wasn't thinking about the shit. I was just trying to crack jokes, have fun. And, it was nice. I had fun. It was cool.
Good. I'm glad you enjoyed. Thank you, Daisy. Good to see you. Bot versus not, says Jewel in the Machine. The A+++ answer Banks. Oh, Danks.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Yeah, man. Bot versus not. For now, at least, until we can change the law, we got to get money out, bro. We got to get that paper out of politics, man. That right there is exactly what our founding fathers, people died for. People died for that. They gave their lives.
You keep saying this, but I'm not too convinced. I have a little conspiracy theory of my own.
What?
I mean, considering that our founding fathers were all Freemasons, and that the Bolivian or the Bavarian Illuminati was established just a couple of months before the Declaration of Independence, maybe America is exactly what it was intended to be from day one. You look at the way that they rewrite all the history that we're living now in our lifetime. How can you really believe what happened 100 years ago? What happened 200 years ago? If we know that a lot of the stuff that they're telling us that happened 80 years ago is complete bullshit or curated or spun, what makes you think the rest isn't? It's just a question.
Good point.
So I don't know. I don't know.
Big old banger MSJ podcast says, thank you, man. That's a massive super chat. I appreciate you. All right. Well, this says, man, my back is killing me. RFKJ may run as an independent. My White House sources say he consistently polls higher than Trump. Thoughts? By the way, I'm convinced Erica is CIA op designed to pivot trad wives to boss babes. See Gloria Steinem video at top of YouTube. Black and white from JFK files. She was CIA, says MSJ podcast. Then he follows up. RFK Massey 2028. It's a lot to unpack. So I don't think that I don't know like how, I'm not politically sound enough to say like you could run as an independent and win, because I don't know what that would take. I don't know how that works with the voting and like how all of that shit works. You know what I mean? So I can't speak on that. I'm not knowledgeable enough in political voting and marginalized voting and stuff. The thing is, with super delegates, with what's the other one? The way that they just decide after our votes go in. It's like our vote doesn't even matter anyway. You know what I mean? And then I guess it is interesting that if you run, maybe, okay, so if I think about it like this, if he runs as an independent, then maybe he doesn't have to deal with being primaried or like have some other massive money behind him, but they're going to be across the aisle, right? So in reality, it's that nothing can be fixed until our voices, all of us talking about lobbying is a problem, is loud enough to where they understand that what they're watching on TV is propaganda. The things that are being told to you about politicians when they're doing their campaigning and it's on TV, like vote for Trump because this person sucks dick for a living. Like that is propaganda. You know what I mean? So like until until every single person that sees it understands what it is, that's when we can make change. Until then, they have to either stop allowing foreign money into politics, into local elections, or get rid of PACs. I mean, all of it all comes back to
Not
money.
even just foreign money, corporate money,
Corporate
billionaire
money, all of the money, all of it has to go. You know, like political politics was never intended to be careers, and I know, and many of you have said it and heard it, but important to note that being politically active was always supposed to be like us, like what we're doing now, but actually going and taking responsibility. And then you go in and you do what your mission was and you work with your community. But if you are being challenged by hundreds of millions of dollars with other agendas behind that money, nobody stands a chance. It will always be that way until it's removed. I don't know RFK's current policy positions. I've seen him make changes. I've seen him fall in line with the spray that they're, whatever that shit is called, that is in all of our food for the farmers because they're gonna run out of crops if they don't get
you're talking about the
fucking spray.
glyphosate.
It's like,
Guys,
I mean,
when you're in the grocery store shopping for produce, 9 is fine.
yeah, you know.
Buy your meat from local farmers, 9 is fine, and download the Buyer app. It's a great way to start.
But thank you for the big super chat. I would love to see it. You know, I need to, now that I've been following all of this stuff so much more closely the last couple of years, really going into 2028, I have a very clear idea of like what I'm looking for. But to be honest, like I don't think I've ever voted, to be honest with you. You know, I thought the one time I was going to vote was for Trump, the last go around, and it was way too hot and took way too long. So I just threw my votes in the trash and I walked back home. That was it. I don't think I've ever voted. Maybe once. I don't know. I don't think I ever have. So because I never felt like my vote mattered anyways. Before I learned all the stuff that I know today, I happen to be right, you know? So it's like, again, I don't buy into politics. Like if you watch what happened to Massey, it's like, why would I? You know, why would I? Like they reached out to me to speak with who's the guy? Like he's so irrelevant now. I can't even remember his name. The guy that ran against Lindsey Graham.
He's so
you know what I mean? It's like
now.
where did it, like everyone hates Lindsey Graham and then you put him up. But the thing is, I know that if I platform, what was his name? Mark
I don't know.
his name. The guy that ran against Lindsey Graham, you know, whatever. If I prop him up, I do an interview, and then it makes me look ineffective. It makes me look like, oh, I was on the wrong side to somebody else. It's like, I don't want to get involved in any of that. I don't trust any of that. It would be nice to see Lindsey Graham. I made a couple posts in what I believe, but being politically active and speaking for other people in politics when there's always somebody behind with money and an agenda that I don't know about, I can't say who would be good or bad. I know it's a long way of answering what you're saying. I don't trust anybody. You know what I mean? I don't trust him. I don't even trust RFK. You know what I mean? He's got his own agendas too. Like they killed his parents, his dad or whoever it is, his uncles, you know. That's how little I know about everything.
His dad and his uncle.
His dad and his uncle. It's like, so who knows what he's trying to do?
And maybe his cousin.
You know? Aliens and the UFO files and all this garbage they're feeding down our fucking throat. It's just crazy. Thank you for the super chat, bro. Rage Bronson, I'm assuming you don't trust Vance? No. How can you trust Joe Kent then, who glazed Vance in multiple? I don't trust Joe Kent. You should go watch. I don't trust
Elizabeth
any of these
Lane.
fucking people. I don't trust any of these people, bro. I think that I can only go with what I've seen, and so far I've seen more potential to be trusted out of Joe Kent than Vance. You know what I mean? So I can say that I have less lack of trust for Joe Kent than I do of Vance, but I don't trust either one.
And you got to remember, everybody has an agenda. And then when it comes down to the political race, all these different people have agendas until there's cabinet seats open. And then all of a sudden, I mean, just look at Trump's administration. These guys were all never Trumpers. Marco Rubio, Pete Hegseth. You know what I mean? And it's funny too, because even guys like Mark Levin and Ben Shapiro were trashing Trump back in 2016. And now they're trashing him again. I wonder why.
Yeah, it's like as soon as they don't get their way, they stomp around. And to answer that though, what was the girl, Whitney Webb? She made that assessment on Jimmy Dore.
I covered that when she was on Jimmy Dore. Yeah, where she said, ex-CIA guy, all of a sudden he's saying all the right things. Spider sense is tingling.
And then even it's funny because I released a video covering Joe Kent and Sean Ryan. And then I released it and I didn't know, as I was recording and editing, and then I dropped the video, she had made that statement on Jimmy Dore. So then my comments were like, Whitney Webb says that he's an asset, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, fuck, I didn't know this. I didn't know. My bad.
It's not that she said that he's an asset. She said that looking at his background, that you just need to be wary whenever you see people with that type of background saying all the things that you want to hear. That there's a lot of controlled opposition in politics. She wasn't making any claims or allegations or anything. She's just saying, be careful.
Yeah, man. I don't know. She's been interestingly right about a lot of stuff.
I mean, she literally wrote the book.
What's up, Christy? Yeah, she did, didn't she? I got a book too. I'm excited about reading. One of our, Anne Marie. She comes in here. She's a Dankster. She bought me this book, Chaos: Charles Manson, the CIA, and the Secret History of the 60s by Tom O'Neill. So I'm really excited about reading this. I had it with me today and I didn't get a chance to read it, but I'm going to crack this open tonight. But yeah, man. What's up, Christy? Good to see you. Thanks for the super chat. What else we got? Philippe, in Sweden, it costs money to take out cash from an ATM. Same here. It costs me every time at least $3. And if I'm at the casino, it's at least 10. Bro, I think I got shafted at the ATM to on the way down to Mexico. I was like, fuck, I forgot to stop and get cash. So then I went to the ATM on the freeway in Mexico. And yeah, I should have done that. All right. Thanks, Philippe. Good to see you, bro. Kiki the Cripple. Oliver said Zuck did snow and started the crypto scam. Man, if you haven't started a crypto scam, you ain't shit. that's where they're all at. They're all starting scams and they are undercover. The billionaires like Trump and all that. Obviously, that's the thing to do. Apparently, you know what I mean. It's just so crazy, bro.
Yo, you know what else was crazy? So during COVID, a lot of people obviously on YouTube were getting banned. A lot of people were getting suspended and demonetized on different platforms. And Facebook was one of the platforms that was heavily censoring content. And then he comes out on Joe Rogan and he's saying how it was the Biden administration that was calling him up, putting a lot of pressure. And then all of a sudden a Zoom call that got leaked, where he's telling his whole staff not to take it. We don't know if this is safe. I wouldn't recommend it. But, one of the biggest content platforms in the world they're taking down anybody else who's giving the same advice as him.
So let me fill you in on this little crypto. Look, I don't know if this is exactly, but I can tell you exactly what I know. So Meta in 2000 and for multiple years, like 2012 to like 2017, I forget the exact dates, but Meta, they had a blockchain team of experts that were building a blockchain itself, like their own version of Bitcoin. And they I think it was called Lion or something like that. Lion something, I forget the name. So there's a team, and then there was like 2 or 3 core people. I forget this so much now, but they created this very unique blockchain that works like the hash rate, like the way that the blockchain works. It was really great for gaming and for like graphics and like what is the meta world or whatever, augmented reality, stuff like that. So the blockchain itself was built, it's called Movement. So they ended up closing that blockchain group down, and they all split off, and they created 3 blockchains. They created Aptos, Sui, and Movement. And all 3 of those blockchains ended up doing hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars in market cap. Sui became one of the top 20 last cycle. Aptos has been a top 100 APTOS, and Movement, it's not doing that great. But yeah, I mean, they created, and then the 3 of them, they split off after they closed that department down, and they created their own, and that's what I'm saying. It's all a scam, bro. Money, follow the money.
I mean,
I bet a lot of people didn't know that Meta was in the business of blockchain tech.
Well, I mean, is anybody surprised? I mean, just look at the history of Facebook. Like, it was started the same day that DARPA shut down LifeLog, which was, a government program that they were working on that was basically Facebook. And then they shut it down, and then Facebook comes out the same day. Like, you know what I mean? Like, come on, like, it's just wild. It's just wild.
100%. Christy, Real Base membership. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Trigger said something interesting. Let me see if I can find it over here. He said, for those over 30, do you remember when being a millionaire was exclusive? Now it's just billionaire. Yeah, for real. Well, I realized that you can go broke still if you're a millionaire. I think that
very, very easily.
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, I had to experience that, but I don't think you can be a billionaire. I think the line, like, it should be exclusive if you can't go broke. Like, that's where I want to be. I want to spend as much as I can and not go broke.
I don't even give a fuck about money anymore. I just want some land. Just give me a couple of acres, clean water. I'll grow my own food. Just give me good Wi-Fi so I could still make content, and just let me fuck off. You know what I mean? Like,
isn't that what you do already anyway? You just don't have the land. You just need the land. You'll be good.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Oh, my internet's bad. Have I been lagging in and out?
You were earlier. It's better now.
100%. They killed.
He says, yeah. Talking about JFK Jr.
Go ahead.
Did a deep dive on my channel, and an Egyptian airliner. Damn, Egyptians again. An Egyptian airliner did the same crash in the same waters less than 90 days later. Can't make this up. Has to be CIA and deep state. Charlie was right. Keep going. Well, just remember, when JFK Jr. died, he was expected to run for senator against none other than Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, it's sad, bro. It's sad that all of this stuff happens to our own Americans from our own Americans. Oh, someone was asking what is blockchain. I saw it in the chat. Let me see. This is a pretty good example. So somebody asked, what is blockchain? So blockchain is like Bitcoin, essentially. This is a really great explanation. Blockchain is a decentralized, immutable digital ledger. Immutable means like you can't change the information. Like it's always there. But blockchains are not always immutable. Well, smart contracts, I guess, aren't always immutable. But digital ledger, it's a digital ledger. So it's like literally a recording of transactions, and you can, it was actually built, cryptography was built as a messaging system. So crypto is actually, blockchain technology is actually a messaging system back and forth. They just happen to use cryptography today, blockchain ledgers, to send money. There's certain blockchains like the ton, $, ton. You can, when you send your money, you can send a message with it. I think it's a cool feature. The founder of Telegram built Ton. But yeah, I mean, it's just a decentralized messaging system that they use for currency, cryptocurrency. It says here, across a network of computers, ensuring data integrity without a central authority. I hold some coins. Yeah, cool, man. A-Train, what's up, A-Train? Good to see you. I've been a big fan in crypto for many years, but I've kind of fallen out of crypto. But I know like when to buy at the lows. Because I've seen for multiple cycles now, 2 cycles now, the lows and the highs of what things cost and what's been around for how long. And right now, I don't think there's many crypto, if any at all, that will be doing anything in the next 50 or 100 years. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe Bitcoin, maybe not. I don't think that Bitcoin and crypto can get through the quantum phase if quantum computing and GPUs for that, or however they go about it. I think that Bitcoin will get wrecked by quantum computing and AI. That's what I think. But they make quantum resistant. You know, it's funny, like I'm talking about all these like weird tech stuff. Quantum resistant blockchains. I always tell people, like, they say, oh, well, just buy a quantum resistant. And then it's like, yeah, I can resist the cops all day, but they're eventually going to get my ass in the back of the cop car. You know what I mean? And it's like anything right now where there's unforeseen technology and you're buying a product and you're investing your wealth into a technology that was made before that new technology that's unforeseen comes out is a bad investment. Because
it makes sense.
It's technology. You know what I mean? It's like, it's always evolving. You know, why would I sold all my Bitcoin at 111,000 and then I got out. But yeah, man, I don't want to go down that train right now.
Back to your roots.
1000%. Thank you.
Talking about the
MSJ. Yeah, man. So I sat down. Thanks for the gifted membership. Saturday mornings, members only live streams. I started watching this documentary on, was it Paramount? No, it was Amazon Prime, about JFK assassination, and interesting stuff, man. And with this book, I'm excited to learn more about all that stuff, especially after dealing with seeing it firsthand. You can go to Club Batra. Both Bayes and I are there. I do weekly group sessions where we all talk and do AI work and learn how to use AI, learn what it is. I'm still figuring out that program. I think he said he was going to start doing something regularly too for his group. Go to Club Batra to join the private community. It's just a way to access the Discord, kind of keep the trolls out. But yeah, man, I think I'm going to spend the rest of my Saturday night with the family.
Yeah, no, of course. I'm glad you were still able to do the show tonight.
Yeah, man, trust me, I'm here for it. You know, had to do the show. I mean, we get a good turnout, bro. It's like we have a regular Saturday night show. People are showing up regularly. We get lots of great feedback. They do great views.
Yeah, I love doing Saturday nights. I was hoping that my neck was going to be better by tonight. I was going to do the show regardless, but I just didn't want to have to do it in pain. You know, that's like the worst. You get that like throbbing, aching feeling, and then you're like trying to like stay involved and stay in it, and you know. But I was better tonight.
No, Elizabeth says, Danks, do you have indigestion or something? You look like you're uncomfortable. One, I always have indigestion, but more importantly, I'm sitting in a chair. I'm leaning forward. The chair is so deep and there's no lower back to the chair. So I am very uncomfortable. I keep trying to sit back and move forward. So you nailed it. I'm uncomfortable. I got to go.
All right, guys. Thank you very much for joining us. Be kind, be grateful, do something nice for somebody, and we will see you next week. Have a good night, everybody.
See you guys. Thanks a lot. Thanks for showing up. Love you all. We'll see you next Saturday, and I'll see you guys later this week. Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day. Appreciate you. Oh, we got a couple of last stragglers. Rage Bronson. I figured I should super Bayes as well and even it out. Just a reminder, when you buy Candace merch, you're also supporting her zoologist best friend, Officer Tatum. I don't know about that. That's what Rage Bronson said. The homie of the Fed tagger homie. Peace.
Later.